EFI systems for LS engines. Mind blown. Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel about kit cars and other car topics. If you like what you see, please subscribe and hit the notification buttons below and share with others on social media. So I have a tough story about my EFI system, and it's kind of a tough pill to swallow. I got hundreds of hours of research, reading books, online forums, talking to, all sorts of companies that are supposedly in the know, but not necessarily, I guess, is what I'm finding out. And so before I even sourced an engine, I got the books and did the research and dug in and literally put hundreds of hours into research. And kind of the most mysterious area of all that was the EFI system. That's the CPU. The CPU comes with an accelerator pedal that has to attach to the CPU. Sometimes there's a TAC module. And then, of course, you have a wiring harness. You have a electronically controlled throttle body. That's part of that system. And so what you're doing is you're not using a pedal with just a cable, a physical cable attached to the throttle body to open up the air intake to, basically hit the gas in the car at that point. And so, and even if you did do that, you'd still have computer control, but the pedal would actually be an actual cable. So what happened is I talked to some wiring companies, did all my research in the books, and when I was going to buy my engine, I knew that I had to, if I was going to use the GM factory computer, I would have to have it unlocked, but I wanted to buy that engine complete, and therefore everything came with it. Wiring harness, the computer, throttle body in this sense, even though I wasn't going to use that one, the gas pedal, etc. And so I did that, knowing that I was going to get rid of the wire harness, buy an aftermarket wire harness, so it's all brand new wiring, unlock the computer, reuse the gas pedal, get a new throttle body that works with it, and we're golden. It's like a brand new system, basically. And, the factory CPUs, or PCMs, I guess you would call it, they're rock solid. Everybody that tunes them and stuff says, no, these are solid, rock solid computers to use. So I did everything that I was told from one of the companies that I was going to get stuff from, and I bought that engine complete. So what happened was I took the computer, the gas pedal, all that stuff, put it in storage, if you will, because I'm not going to need it for a while. I rebuilt the engine, and I still didn't have a car yet. Then I bought my car, and now I've had my car for a little while now, and I'm getting ready to dry fit the engine. And so now it's time to pull out the CPU and get that ready. Great. And now we're working on the firewall, and now it's time to get the pedal out. And so I get the pedal out, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I need a pedal that mounts to the firewall and is like, 8 inches, 6 inches, whatever you want to call it, little tiny thing. I pull this pedal out, and it's like freaking 18, 20 inches. I can't use that. And so I put it on the freaking wall, and here's my brake pedal, and here's my gas pedal back here. And I'm like, okay. So I start making phone calls. Meanwhile, I've already ordered my harness. I've already ordered everything because I know I already have my throttle body. I have the harness. I have all this stuff just came in. So I start calling around, and they're like, well, we don't have that pedal. We have that same exact pedal as yours, but we don't have another option for you. But, I'm sure there's one out there for you. Okay, so I'm on my own. So I start doing the research. Well, how about this pedal? You use a Corvette pedal. Even Factory 5. Oh, you could use a Camaro pedal, whatever. No, you can't. This is a 2004 blue-green computer, and it's 10-pin or something like that, and the others are all 6-pin, so those aren't working. So I'm going through forums and stuff like that, and I finally get somebody on the forum that says, you need to talk to this guy. So I call this guy up, and I want to say the company is Spear Tech. And I see on his website that he has a list of, here's all these different throttle bodies, here's all the different pedals, here's the TAC controls, all this stuff. And so I'm like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. So I talked to him and I'm like, is there any replacement pedal for this truck pedal, which is just totally crazy huge? And he's like, no, there isn't. He goes, the only option you have is to, chop it up and weld it back in the, place and make it shorter. Well, we're talking about, it's a moving object. I don't know what the angle is to chop this stuff up. And throw that out the window. The actual unit that you're bolting to the firewall is huge. Way too huge for this small little tiny car. So that's not going to happen. So at this point, I bought a wiring harness that I can't use. I'm not going to be using that CPU. At least this is what I'm thinking. And so and I'm still talking to this guy, and he's like, well, you could get into a fast system, or you could get a Holley system. But, Holley makes really great stuff, and you already have some Holley stuff on your engine. So, but he goes, they just came out with a new system that's specifically for what you're doing. Why don't you give them a call and see, if that will work out for you. So I call up Holley, of course, 40 minutes on hold. I finally get it. In fact, it was 20 minutes on hold. I finally got through, and then I asked about EFI, and he's like, oh, let me give you this other department. I'm like, great. So then I waited another 20 minutes. So I'm doing this all at like 7 a.m. in the morning. And so I get to this guy, and they got this thing called, I believe it's Terminator X, and it's fully programmable. It has all the wiring kit, the CPU, transmission control. It's all-inclusive system. However, they have listed only 2 throttle bodies you could use and 1 gas pedal you could use. And so I'm like, great, this is really freaking expensive, but let me, look into this. So now we're going to research these part numbers. So I start researching the part numbers, and what I find out is there's scarcity with these part numbers. Not sure why at this point. And I remember sourcing these same exact throttle bodies a year ago when I bought my throttle body, and it was like, I don't know, $200-300 or something like that. And now people are asking $799 for them, and I'm like, $799? Well, like, why are people overcharging for these things? Well, it turns out that not only are both throttle bodies, but also the gas pedal are all in the discontinued list. And I found that out by actually walking into AutoZone and trying to source some of these numbers just to, maybe they have one sitting on the shelf for $300. I'll take it, And they didn't. They was all out of stock because it's all discontinued. So I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? This is a brand new, I'm assuming within a year or even a few months system that Holley came out with. And the 3 SKU numbers that they tell you have to go buy to add to the system don't exist. So I call back Holley again, and I'm like, do you guys realize that you gave me 3 SKUs? This is a new system, right? Yeah. The 3 SKUs that you have listed on your website, they're discontinued model numbers. I can't source any of this stuff. He's like, hold on a second. So he puts me on hold like twice, comes back. Turns out there's a few other systems a few other throttle bodies that you could use that have been programmed into the system, but they're not advertising it on their website yet. It just so happens that the throttle body I have actually is in that system. So that's awesome because I don't have to sell that. I don't have to get a different one. Really makes my life a lot easier. The pedal you could still find in a few places. He didn't say that there was a replacement for that, but the pedal you could still find in a few places, even though it is discontinued. And it is from a Corvette, like an, I don't know, maybe an 06 Corvette or something like that. So in any case, I'm sitting there and like my mind is just spinning and like, boom, like everything I thought I had already figured out, that information was gone. I figured it out, wrote it down, done. If I do this again, I'll rinse and repeat. No, like start all over. And it's like researching part numbers and SKU numbers and Delco numbers and GM numbers. And, it was overwhelming. So I think I have the system figured out of what I'm going to do. Throttle body's taken care of. I need to grab the pedal as quick as I can before they're gone. And then, get this Terminator X situation. And then just sell off my blue-green computer and the pedal, which are, in great condition, but just not usable for what I'm doing. And then here's the pluses of that. I don't have to pay an unlock fee for my CPU. I don't necessarily have to take it to a tuner, even though I probably will take it to a tuner. because out of the box, it will already have a unlocked tune, if you will, ready to go baseline when you buy the system. And then it comes with its own, you don't have to hook up a computer or a laptop. It comes with its own 3.5 inch screen, and you can just dial everything in from there, which again, I'm not saying I know how to do, but I don't have to pay extra for all these things and unlicensing. So I think at the end of the day, when I total up, it does come with the wire harness, which wire harnesses are about $800 anyways. When you total it all up for about $1,500 all inclusive, not too bad. If I could return my other $800 harness, sell off my computer for $200-300 with a pedal, you know, for an extra few $100s, I was going to pay that to the tuner anyways. I could at least start my engine now without any extra help. And so we're good to go, I think. So I'll keep you up to date on that in regular videos, but I kind of wanted to make this own video just to kind of show you what I ran into and how it's been resolved. So until next time, have a great day.